So this is your March 2024 P2. This paper, you've been following, supplied with the following files. Okay. So yeah, it has normalization. Yes. You work for JNS Jewelry and will design a database about products, customers, and their orders. Okay. Product, customers, and their orders. Note, all date must be stored and displayed in the following format, DMY. All currency values must be stored and displayed in pound sterling to two decimal places. All field names must be short, meaningful, and contain no spaces. By the way, this is also part of your first normal form, okay? So your field names have to be as short as possible. Okay, even if they would have not mentioned this, you should always remember that it has to be as short as possible, meaningful, and obviously no spaces in field names. Okay, so we have over here is open and examine the following files. We have bracelet, chain, earrings, pendant, ring, and stock list. Combine the data into a single file, sort it into ascending order of product code. Okay. So if there's some important point, we should always highlight that. Okay. You must manipulate the data, some of the data in order to do this, place the columns in this order. Okay. So as you can see over here is, um, this is what we have. So I'll open up all the files one by one. So I have the following product, its details, the chain, uh, the earring, and the pendant, the ring. So these are what we have. As you can see, they have asked us to combine them into one, and it should be in this order, product code. So if you look over here, is this what we have? So if you look over here, I have product code, item, the metal, okay, metal stone, style, cost, price, and sale price. We just don't have is the held price. So sorry, I'm not supposed to the held price. So I'll somehow using the first one, I'll just type over here is the held price. Now what they're saying, and again the question is, please read carefully. They're saying is that you have to actually do is combine all the data into a single file. So you can see all these, the bracelets, the chain, the earring, the pendant, and the ring. They have to be combined into one file, but you have to always look at the order. So let's start with this. Let's start with this file. Again, I have to check the order. So we have the following. So I have over here is product code, item, metals. Okay, the stone is not here as you can see. So I'll insert and I'll type over here is stone, right? STONE, stone. And here we go. I'll just copy this data. Okay, cost price, sales price. Do we have that? Cost price, sale price. Yeah. And I'll just paste it over here because we're combining. So once you do that, once I have actually done this, I'll close it so that there's no confusion. Then we'll look up the earring. So earring has the same as well or not? So you see over here is I have product item metal, stone, style, cost price, admit. Yeah. So you see over here, the cost price is first the sale price. So we have to shift it. So I'll just insert. I will simply copy and I'll paste it here. And obviously I can just delete this. So they have mentioned the question paper that you have to manipulate some of the data just for confusion. Obviously that's what the task is. आपने इसको manipulate करना है. So इधर आओ, paste this as well over here. You have to be very careful. You don't do a mistake because if you do one mistake, it will result in a lot of time waste. Okay. So read carefully. I would advise कि आप सारा question पहले पढ़ा करो, फिर किया करो. Now we have is our pendant. So again, let's confirm we have the product, item, metal, okay, item, metal, stone, style cost sale ठीक हो गया. I'll just copy this and here we go, and I will paste this over here as well. ठीक हो गया. Right. So as you can see is I have combined even this one. We have just one left, which is your ring. Ring को भी confirm कर लो. Same order. Item, metal, stone, style, cost, price. Exactly. So just copy the data for the ring and combine it with the first, and we will save it as actually. इसको paste करो and we have this. So they're saying is save this spreadsheet with the file name this. But we have to make sure that you must manipulate some of the data, right? Yeah, ascending order of product code. So product code, this is the product code that we have. So we have to just make sure that we no, no, automatically it was done, ascending order, done. So, I mean, you can actually turn on the filter. What I was saying was, turn on the filter. I'll do it, I'll go back, I'll go back. I was saying was, just turn on the filter and you can have this as ascending. Okay, fine. So now what we have to do is we just have to save this in the same folder. Remember, every time save it in the same folder. So file, save as, browse. You can ask me. The chat is on. If you have a question, you can ask me in between. And you have to save it as the file should be JStock. I'll just use the same thing. Okay, no problem. So here we go. Has to be saved as CSV. Okay, it's not Excel. So because we have to import into Access, so it will be as this. ठीक हो गया? चलो, ये तो हमने इसको सेव कर दिया. इसको हम बंद कर देते हैं. इसको बंद कर देते हैं. Okay, now what you're saying is open and examine the data in the file this. Okay, we have the orders file somewhere over here. Yeah, here we go. Frankly, normalization is not a very tough topic. आपने सिर्फ उसको देखना होता है. How do you separate? So design and create a relational database normalized third normal form using the data from the orders of CSV and the file you created in this enforce reflection where appropriate. So we have to make a relationship from the file we created and we have to normalize this. So if we have to normalize this, you can see is I have the order details, okay, ordered by the customers, and I have is the customer number. So first of all, obviously what will come to your mind will be that I have the following as a customer information. So हम customer information को simply हम copy करते हैं and we can directly take it to a new table. Okay? So वैसे तो we could have done the first normal form. उसका first normal form बेटा मतलब ये देखो ना, customer first name है ना, तो इसको simple आप if the table is of customer, so you just name it as first name. No need to type customer first name. Okay, first underscore name कर दो या first name कर दो. Preferably underscore should be there. I'm just saving my time. So customer family name, we can just say is not address. We can just say is add one. Obviously, it means is the address. It's a short form, by the way. Here, then you have is the add to, and then we have simply the zip code because the information is of the customer. ये सारे लिखने की जरूरत नहीं है. Then we just need is the email. Okay, and we just have is the cust number. So that's fine. So there should be short and meaningful. So family name, all of them are as short as possible or meaningful. ठीक है. इस फाइल को हम क्या करेंगे? इस फाइल को हम save as करेंगे in the same folder where I've saved the rest of them, and we will save this file as. I hope all of you are following me. You can listen me. Can at least one person tell me that कि आपको सुनाई दे रहा है और समझ आ रहा है, so that ऐसा ना हो मैं अकेला ही लगा रहा हूँ. Okay, and I'll name this as the customer. Um, yeah. Yeah. Can someone message me? I mean, like, chat, sorry. Are you with me, all of you? Yes, Hamza. Right. Okay. Right. Okay. So, बेटा हमजा कोई इशू समझ आ रही है आपको? बिकॉज यू नॉट डन दिस विद मी बिफोर, आप पहली दफा कर रहे हो. सो नॉर्मलाइजेशन का प्रोसेस हमजा बेटा ये होता है कि वी हैव टू सेपरेट द टेबल्स एज यू कैन सी ओवर हियर इज, या ये इस टेबल में आई हैव द इंफॉर्मेशन अबाउट द ऑर्डर एंड आई आल्सो हैव द इंफॉर्मेशन अबाउट द कस्टमर. सो हम कहते हैं कि कस्टमर की जो डाटा है ना, इट्स पार्शली डिपेंडेंट ऑन द ऑर्डर. ऑर्डर prepared by is functionally dependent on the order number. Order date is functionally dependent on the order. So order information is obviously functionally dependent on the order number, but the customer information is not functionally dependent on the order. So in that particular case, हम कहते हैं okay, when we go to the second normal form, we say that if we have any functional dependencies, we'll eliminate them. And if we have some if we have any partial dependencies, we'll eliminate them and we will retain functional dependency. ठीक है ना? तो अब मैं क्या करूंगा? मैं ऑर्डर की डिटेल्स को जमा करूंगा, ये है. सो ऑर्डर किसका था? इस कस्टमर का. ऑब्वियसली आई हैव टू हैव दिस एज वेल. तो इस डिटेल को मैं करूंगा कॉपी. I will take it to a new table. Here we go. And I will place this here. So I have the following details. ठीक है. ये देखना कि इसमें प्राइमरी की नहीं है. So maybe while we importing into access, we can add a primary key. ठीक है ना? देखो ना, ये इस रिपीट हो रहा है. प्राइमरी की नहीं है, ये भी रिपीट हो रहा है. आइटम का भी एक्चुअली नहीं है. तो खैर फिलहाल मैं एक काम करता हूँ. अगेन इसको भी ऑर्डर नंबर, जस्ट मेक इट शॉर्ट एज पॉसिबल, एंड ओ. ओके. ऑर्डर ऑर्डर प्रिपेयर, ऑर्डर बाय कह लो इसको. इट्स फाइन. ओके. और ऑर्डर या प्रेप बाय कस्ट नंबर, कस्ट number. Okay, so we have the following. Now we will again save these here and we can save them by the name of order. ठीक है. So अच्छा, एक और पेपर भी है, हम अगली क्लास में करेंगे, वो भी बड़ा इंटरेस्टिंग है. आई हैव डन विद मोस्ट ऑफ यू प्रीवियसली. इट वाज अबाउट द कार्स, आपको याद होगा, या हमने इन एएस में किया था. दैट वाज वेरी गुड पेपर टू डिस्कस नॉर्मलाइजेशन. मेरे ख्याल से ये वो था कोई अक्टूबर नवंबर 22 या 23 था. सो इट वाज ऑर्डर्स, फाइन, एंड जस्ट सेव इट. सो आई हैव दिस. ठीक है. डेटा सीम्स टू बी फाइन. फाइन का मतलब ये है, मैं सिर्फ ये देखना चाह रहा हूँ कि इसमें कोई डुप्लीकेट तो नहीं है. देखो डुप्लीकेट नहीं है बिकॉज दिस इज ऑल डिफरेंट, सो दैट्स फाइन. इफ आई लुक ओवर हियर, you would see something which is looks fishy. Do you see I have duplicate data? Do you see I have duplicate data? ये बेटा गौर से अपनी चीजों को देखना है. I have duplicate data. तो ये तो why is it being repeated? So what I'll do is, since you can see customer ID is being repeated again and again, normalization का मतलब ये है कि फर्स्ट नॉर्मल फॉर्म में जब हम आते हैं वी एलिमिनेट रिपीटिंग ग्रुप्स. तो बेटा ये रिपीटिंग ग्रुप्स ही तो हैं. रिपीटिंग ग्रुप, repeating group, these are all repeating groups. Even if one of this data was different, it would have not been a repeating group. Okay, so how do we remove it? You can select this entire thing. If the entire records are being repeated, then you can. I'm repeating again कि अगर इसमें से कोई भी एक डाटा डिफरेंट होगा तो वो रिपीट में नहीं आता. ठीक है. So do you see it like all this one and all this is the same, all the same. अगर इसमें this was different, the email, then we will not say that these two records are repeating. When all the fields of the record are repeating, then it's repeating. Come into data, and you will see over here is I have removed duplicates. I click on this, it says you're about to remove. I'll say okay, and okay. You see, I have eliminated, and somehow इसका फायदा मुझे हुआ है. I have the customer number as a primary key. So again, the first normal form says that this should be just customer number. Okay, and the customer email, मैंने इसको किया था वैसे, didn't I? Right? Okay. I'm sorry, ये कौन सा टेबल था? ओरिजिनल टेबल है यार. ओहो, आई एम सो सॉरी. इसको नहीं करना था हमने. ये हमारा हो गया. वी आर डन विद दिस. या दिस वाज द टेबल एक्चुअली. दिस वाज द कस्टमर टेबल एंड डू यू सी रेपिटेशन इसमें? जी है। वो ओरिजिनल टेबल को मैं कह रहा था, दो वी डोंट हैव टू यूज ओरिजिनल टेबल, डजंट मैटर। अगर मैंने कर भी दिया तो खैर है, हमने उसको यूज नहीं करना। रिमूव डुप्लीकेट्स। ओके, नाउ यू सिंपली सेव इट। यस। अब वी हैव थ्री टेबल्स। कौन सा टेबल? वी हैव थ्री टेबल, वन इज द ऑर्डर टेबल, one is the customer table, and one is this table. We have to import it into access। ठीक हो गया, चलो इसको इंपोर्ट करते हैं। इधर आते हैं हम, blank database। okay, let me just copy the path of this first copy। so let me open it again। so we'll come into database external text file। Obviously, I've saved it in a CSV file, not an Excel file। अगर आप गलती से Excel फाइल में सेव कर दे तो Excel वर्कबुक में, then you have to import it through Excel। अब ये बेसिक चीजें हैं, you should know it by now। All of you are at end of A2। Okay, first row contains field names किया। इसमें कोई ऐसे डाटा टाइप नहीं है जो मुझे करना पड़ी चेंज। नेक्स्ट पे आया, we can choose our over here your customer as a primary key, and you finish। Now import is your next table, which was the stock table। Next, first row contains field name, and oh, I'm sorry. One second. I just remembered something. You see over here, beta, in the question, they had mentioned the stock field, और you see over here, stock field तुम्हारे पास है ही नहीं, or I have the product code, but I want the stock field। You will see over here is I have over here the stock list। इसलिए ओपन अप ऑल द फाइल्स। स्टॉक लिस्ट में मेरे पास क्या है? आई हैव द प्रोडक्ट कोड्स और उनके स्टॉक हेल्ड। जो स्टॉक हेल्ड है ना, वो उन्हें दी हुई है। तो बाय लुकिंग एट दिस आई कैन गेट दिस। सो दिस मीन्स इफ आई वांट टू गेट इज दिस, आई कैन सिंपली यूज इज इक्वल्स टू वी लुकअप। दैट्स माई लुकअप वैल्यू, कॉमा, आई वांट टू गेट द डेटा फ्रॉम हेयर, कॉमा, 2 and comma 0। So I will get is this, right? And obviously you get the point। So obviously it can't be empty। I'll just simply save it। Okay, yes, and now I'll import it। So we don't need to actually use this file। So दोबारा इधर आए हम। You would have realized आपने import करना था, आपको आइडिया हो जाना था कि फील्ड एम्प्टी आ रही है, क्यों आ रही है, and you would have questioned yourself। uh, okay, so जिस तरह मेरे जब मैं ज़हन में आया वो एम्प्टी क्यों है। तो what else do I have? Product code। Yeah, so next, um, I have the product code can be primary key। Yes, I think so। Let's try। नहीं तो हम देख लेंगे। जी ठीक है। Then we have is another table which was your orders। इसमें I told you कि we have to use let access add a primary key। उसको हम कर देंगे एक order ID, because we don't have a primary key over here। I was saying that this we can just make is the orders ID। So this is what we have, right? अब इनके रिलेशनशिप क्या बनेगा? देखो बस आइटम्स हैं। इफ यू ओपन अप ऑल ऑफ दीज यू विल सी इज आई हैव द फॉलोइंग। सो कस्टमर का इंफॉर्मेशन है प्राइमरी की, तो कस्टमर की रिलेशनशिप बन जाएगी with the customer, that's a foreign key। and then have the item an item can actually be linked with my, okay, item can be linked with what? Yeah, the product. You see, that's a primary key. So the product, it can be linked to the item. So let's continue. Close all the tables before you make a query or a relationships. इनको ऐड करो. This is why आपको बहुत in-depth practice की जरूरत है. I'm telling all of you for every module. So we decided to have a relationship between the the customer ID and the so customer number and customer number. So I'll put this here, customer number of this relation to customer of this, one to many. And then I was saying was item with product code. So product code and item, one to many. अगर वो many to many है ना और ये वो it's not the right relationship, it will say indeterminate, which means it cannot determine the relationship of it. So वो create नहीं होता. So once we're done with this, आपका ये 9 और ये 40 मार्क्स का पार्ट हमने कर लिया है. सो वी हैव डन दैट. बल्कि मैंने आगे भी कर लिया बिकॉज आई हैव इंपोर्टेड दिस. अब वो कहते हैं क्रिएट अ रिपोर्ट इन दिस डेटाबेस टू आइडेंटिफाई ऑल द प्रोडक्ट्स containing an oh, not this, containing an, get rid of this, yeah, an opal that were sold to the customers with the customer numbers. आप भी highlight कर दिया करो because at times we do read but we forget. Create a calculated runtime field called total item, ये भी हमने करना है. Group this data by customers, group करना है इसको by customers family name and the address, postal code भी आएगा. ठीक है. तो within each group by data by order number, display in group header the order number, the date, who was ordered by, display for each item, the stock and all. तो हमने सबसे पहले बेटा एक काम करना है. We obviously have to make is a we have to create a security sign because obviously to make a report first we have to make this. कौन कौन सी फील्ड डालनी है? We'll just have a look. So as you can see, सबसे पहले हम क्यूरी बनाएंगे और क्यूरी के बाद we'll be able to make that report. So one by one, slow and steady आपने काम करना है. I have to first of all add is the customer's family name. So family name, first name, okay, addresses 1, 2, 3. उसके बाद वी नीड इज द ऑर्डर नंबर. उसके बाद आ गया हमारे पास आपका ऑर्डर नंबर. उसके बाद आ गया आपके पास द डेट. आई एम रीडिंग ओवर हियर द डेट. सो वी नीड इज द ऑर्डर डेट, हु द ऑर्डर वाज प्रिपेयर्ड बाय. सो हमने इसको राम किया था ऑर्डर प्रिपेयर्ड बाय, राइट. देन वी नीड इज द stock quantity metal. So we have is the stock quantity metal stone sale price. The stone and the sale price. रन करके देख लिया करो सब कुछ आ रहा है. इफ देयर इज सम एरर आपको पता चल जाएगा कि टाइप मिसमैच मींस द डेटा टाइप बिटवीन द टू फील्ड्स दैट यू मेड उसमें खराबी है. टाइप मिसमैच का मतलब होगा. ठीक है. सो आई हैव एडेड दीज. और आपको याद है उधर इसने कहा था कि वी हैव टू मेक अ न्यू फील्ड item total that would do what? So let me do it here for you. So it would do is I always do it in मैं directly यहाँ करता हूँ. So item total क्या करेगा? It would find out the sale price multiplied by the quantity. So we need to do is अब we can use मैं आपको वैसे बता रहा हूँ the sale price. So we have over here is, or spelling should be exactly the same. So S is capital SALE space underscore नहीं है price, okay, multiplied by Again, this bracket by the quantity, Q capital है, quantity, and this bracket. ठीक है? If my spellings are correct, everything, if I run this, आप देख सकते हो, I get the total quantity. But this should have been actually, since मैंने settings नहीं की हुई, technically मेरी default currency आएगी, uh, and this should also be in currency, and this should also be, yeah, yes, ठीक है, fine. ये दोनों currency में आएंगी. तो मेरे currency में भी आ गई. इनको हम save कर लेते हैं. Okay, this is supposed to be saved as what? आप आगे बेटा देखोगे ना, this is what they've given us. So this is actually they want. So Gina's jewelry, customers. ठीक है. Now we have to actually do is इसका we have to make report like this. उन्होंने बताया हुआ है कि हमने grouping करनी है. Okay. So grouping के we can use report visit के through grouping. Next करो. We have to group by family name. If you read the question, group by family name. ठीक है. Within each group and group by order number. ठीक है, वो हम खुद एडजस्ट कर लूंगा बाद में. ऑर्डर नंबर, I'll tell you how to group. अब डिजाइन व्यू में जाके भी कर सकते हो. So once you come here, oh, 1 second, so sorry. We missed out one thing. Why am I going so fast? सबसे पहले बेटा ये काम नहीं हमने करना था. उसने कहा था कि your stone should be opal. शुरू में. I'll make you read the question again. I'm just going fast. ये देखो ना, उसने कहा था opal and this. The customer number should be 1, 12 and 2 और Apollo. बाकी कुछ नहीं कहा उसने. So हम ये करेंगे stone. तो we'll write is star opal star should contain opal. So I get all the stones which are opal. और क्या कहा उन्होंने? They have said is that the customer number. So do I have the customer number? मैंने ऐड किया कि नहीं ऐड किया? Family name. मेरे ख्याल से मैंने कस्टमर नंबर ऐड नहीं किया. अभी कर लेते हैं, कोई इशू नहीं है. अच्छा, कस्टमर नंबर मैं ऐड करूंगा. वी डोंट हैव टू डिस्प्ले कस्टमर नंबर, इट्स जस्ट फॉर फिल्टरिंग. दिस वन, नॉट द प्राइमरी की वन. ये बेटा जिन में रखना, क्योंकि दिस विल हैव ओनली वन रिकॉर्ड. आई वांट टू सिलेक्ट कितने ऑर्डर्स आए हैं. सो आई विल सिलेक्ट द फॉरेन की. तो अपने फॉरेन की वाला सिलेक्ट करना होता है. तो व्हाट आई एम सेइंग इज, वो कह रहे हैं ये जो ऑर्डर्स हैं, आई वांट द ऑर्डर्स टू बी आइदर 1, 12 or 25. So how do we do that? I'm pretty sure most of you know it. So what we can do for that is we can type over here is star. Read the question again. It is 1, 12 and 25. So I can type is star 1. But remember star 1 would have even 12. So I'll type is star 0, 1. Okay. Star 1 का तो मतलब होगा star 13B, 14B. So I just want star or star 12 or star 25. चेक कर लेते हैं, हमेशा चेक किया करो. I get 1, 12 and 25. Perfect. And I got opal. इसको अब सेव करो. Now I can do it. So coming to report wizard. This order number. So this is what I have. मगर वो कह रहे हैं जरा हमने इस तरह की बनानी है, तो उसको थोड़ा सा टाइम लगेगा, मैं करते हैं हम. So what do we have? We have over here is नहीं, बस हो गया, थोड़ा सा रह गया. सिर्फ उसको डिजाइन व्यू में जाते हैं हम. तो you can see over here is, but we don't need the following. You see the question? We simply want the details over here. So we have to bring those details here. ये field names हमें चाहिए नहीं इधर, तो we can simply do is I don't need this. I can simply delete these. Okay, are they more? Yes, they are more. So I don't. These are field names actually. इससे फर्क नहीं पड़ता अगर मैं इनको remove भी कर देता हूँ. So I have this. Now what I need to do is, so I need is uh, the family name. ठीक है. So मुझे चाहिए उसके बाद is this first name, addresses and zip code. यही कहा है ना उन्होंने. This is name, zip code. ठीक है. इनको आप उठाओ और इनको आप इधर रख दो. So you can see is what do I get? I get this. ठीक है. सिर्फ ये करना है हमने. All we need to do is we can select this. I can press control and we just have to make it bold. And then what we need is the following order, date. So I have the order and it's coming below this. Fine. And then I have is the order, date, order by. So order date and order by. These have to come where? These have to come over here. So we have something like this. Okay. Order by. Right? ये भी आ गया हमारे पास. ठीक है. And then what do we need? We just have to now bring these in proper order. So ये भी हो गए. All I'll do now is I'll simply select all of these. थोड़ा मैं उस साइड से select कर लेता हूँ. So here we go. Select all of this. Somehow इधर आ रहा है और इससे पहले order prepared by भी लिखा हुआ है. Okay. So you can see is yeah, ये name को switch करना है बस ऊपर. And the address is fine. Okay. And earrings. Okay. The only thing is I don't have the uh, one आ रहा है, silver आ रहा है, opal आ रहा है, earrings नहीं आ रहे. Though that was the item. So where's my item? Somehow the item is over here. That's the item or item number? I think so. Hidden. This is the item. Okay. So I can bring the item over here to confirm. Yeah, the items total है. Sorry. अच्छा. मेरे ख्याल से आइटम हम इधर डालना भूल गए. So okay, I have to make it all. But I think so. All of you got the point. Um, I just forgot to put the item. Yeah. So the best way is आप में fields को compare कर लिया करो. What else do we need? कौन fields? And now if I run this, you'll see is that I will get the item. Okay. So not this item. उसका नाम क्या है? This is actually earrings. Yeah, it's item. Item ही तो है. ठीक है. So now actually, if I would have done that, so I would have placed that item over here, and I hope you get the point. We would have made this way. Okay? आपने डिजाइन में आके आप बस आइटम को इधर करना है, and all you do